As we know, there are a ton of great NBA point guards currently in the league. Last night, as I was watching some NBA basketball, I decided to make a list of 4 NBA point guards who I thought were all kind of in the same tier in the league currently. And then I sent out a poll over on X, on Discord, and on YouTube, asking you guys which one of these guys does not belong, which one does not have a seat at the lunch table.
Can't sit here.
I'm not gonna lie, the results and how drastic they were kind of shocked me. I think NBA fans are drastically sleeping on this point guard. Now, for the sake of this, we will reveal obviously the names and the votes and the percentages a little bit later in the video, but I do kind of want to go at this giving you some stats and some facts about these guys before revealing the names and the teams they play for, because that might lead to a little bit of bias, right? Now, if you were voting on these polls, you do know the 4 guys, and you kind of have the spoiler, but no spoiler alerts down in the comments. But honestly, you can comment anything. It helps the engagement of this video. We will call these guys Player A, Player B, Player C, and Player, you guessed it, D. Now, obviously, there's a multitude of factors and statistics that we can look into and whatnot, and I'm sure a lot of you guys in the comments that might disagree have plenty of good reasonings and rationale. But again, my point here is that I think NBA fans are sleeping on this dude, so I'm sticking to the basic stats. Points, assists, rebounds, three-point percentage, turnovers per game, steals per game. Then we'll even factor in the player impact estimate, which is an NBA advanced stats that factors in, I don't know, I'll put it on the screen, a bunch of different things per possession, getting into the nitty gritty to see, okay, well, how impactful is this dude? Then we can factor in, I guess right now, it's still early in the NBA season as I record this, but the team's record that they're on. So a reminder, 4 point guards, let's go through some of these rankings, and then you can tell me which one you don't think belongs before even knowing which players we're talking about. So amongst point guards, Player A ranks 2nd in points, 17th in assists, 5th in rebounds, 15th in three-point percentage, 20th in turnovers per game, steals per game ranking 4th. That all comes to an average amongst those stats at 10.5 in terms of ranking. Player B, number 1 in points per game so far this year for point guards, 9th in assists, 4 in terms of rebounds, three-point percentage at 13th, turnovers 23rd, steals 14th, that comes to an average of 10.67 in terms of ranking. And by the way, these are ranking these all evenly. If you want to rank, points and assists as the main ones, it'll help my point even at the end of the video, but I'm ranking these evenly for now. Player C ranks 5th for points, 6th for assists, 22nd in rebounds, 5th for three-point percentage, 13th in turnovers, 22nd in steals. That's good for an average of 12.17 in terms of point guard rankings. And then Player D, 8th in points, 3rd in assists, 2nd in rebounds, 12th in three-point percentage, 25th in turnovers, steals per game, 18th, good enough for an 11.33 point guard ranking. Now, you let me know in the comments. You can pause the video and look at the rankings on your screen. Which player do you think is the odd man out? Which one would you say does not belong in this case? Because like I said, this is a tough decision. I think that they're all in the same tier. So clearly I don't have a strong take about who the odd man out is, but those numbers speak to, I guess, one guy I would say. And I guess just from the numbers, you would say Player C is the odd man out, right? 12.17 in terms of rankings. All the other guys were ahead of him. When in reality, based on your answering to my polls, Player D, Cade Cunningham, was the player that did not belong at the lunch table. Player A, De'Aaron Fox. Player B, LaMelo Ball. And then Player C, Jalen Brunson. And again, don't get me wrong that I'm even saying Brunson, because of his averages there, doesn't belong here. He's not the one on the list. I know I made a tough question for people. Where I'm coming from is the fact that so many people voted for Cade Cunningham. He won all 3 of those polls. 49% on Twitter /X, 57% on YouTube, and that was the largest polling audience we had. And then though it was the smallest audience here, 69% on Discord. By the way, guys, we have a free Discord talking about NBA picks, just NBA in general, and all other sports. That link is in the description. Nearly 10,000 people in there. Again, totally free if you do want to talk some shop. So Cade Cunningham by far and away won/lost this poll voting, right? And I do get that. He's young. He's not as proven, but it still maintains in my brain, at least, that this kid is being slept on. Is it because he's on the Pistons? Well, maybe, but everyone loves LaMelo Ball, and the Charlotte Hornets have a worse record than the Pistons this season. season. Is it because he's never been on an all-star team? That could be as well. But also throw into the fact, he is the youngest guy on this list. Slightly. He's like 30 days younger than LaMelo. But again, I sound like a broken record here. All I'm trying to say is Cade Cunningham, I think, deserves to be in this category of De'Aaron Fox, LaMelo Ball, and Jalen Brunson. This year's numbers speak for themselves, so I was just kind of blown away the fact that he was by far and away the most voted for guy to get kicked out of the cool kids table. But it's amongst tough competition. I get it. He isn't an all-NBA player like De'Aaron Fox. He isn't a Rookie of the Year winner like LaMelo Ball and an all-star already. Jalen Brunson, also a one-time all-star and an all-NBA player. But this kid has been impactful. Again, we want to look at the records. Like I mentioned, LaMelo Ball, his team's record is worse than Cade Cunningham's. They're at 6-11. Same amount of losses. Cade Cunningham has the Pistons right now at 8-11. And by the way, I'm not weighing these too much. There's a reason why I waited till now to even bring it up, because obviously team record has a lot of different factors going into it. But De'Aaron Fox at 8-10, very similar to Cade Cunningham's 8-11. The only positive team here is Jalen Brunson at 10-7 on the Knicks. And I would say the Knicks should be head and shoulders above the Kings, the Hornets, and the Pistons. But what I really dug into was the player impact estimate, and it's a crazy formula. You can see it right here on your screen. Essentially, for dum-dums like me, it just measures based on per possession how impactful this player is. And in the entire league, we're not even talking point guards anymore, Cade Cunningham ranks 70th. Sure, LaMelo Ball at 50th, De'Aaron Fox at 60th, they're better than him. Jalen Brunson, again, the guy whose numbers may look like he should be out of the lunch table, he ranks just at 81st. So not to make this a Brunson versus Cunningham thing, Brunson obviously has the history, the track record, he's played for multiple teams, he's played in playoff games, but still, if we're just talking this year, he's even below Cade Cunningham. So yeah, I think that people are sleeping on this kid. I think most NBA fans would say, yeah, he's good, but he's young and unproven. The dude's proving himself right now. And when we talk about good players and how good they are, I shouldn't be able to just wait till they're good to admit it, right? And truth be told, I put this list together and I didn't exactly know where anyone would vote. I almost would assume that someone would most likely vote for Jalen Brunson because he's the old guy, he doesn't rebound well, he's not the best defender, and even looking at where he ranked amongst point guards here in this little list here, that was proven. So yeah, in conclusion, you guys watching this, if you think Cade Cunningham is the odd man out, you're entitled to your opinion. But I think you're snoozing on this kid. I don't know if anyone could really vote for De'Aaron Fox or LaMelo Ball, especially the way that they're both playing this season. But it's a toss-up to me. When putting that list together, I think I would have gone Jalen Brunson, as much as I think Jalen Brunson is a beast. I even dapped him up at a Celtics game once. So it's hard to vote for my best friend out of the lunch table, but maybe we're both not cool. Anyways, guys, hope you guys do like this type of a video. A little bit more creative, a lot more work goes into something like this with edits and research and whatnot, so hopefully you guys do appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well, and let me know if there's other lists that we can do and do sort of the same thing, because again, I think that these guys all deserve to be in the same tier, and then the findings were that the majority of people voting on this said Cade Cunningham does not belong. And if you don't think he belongs, I think you're wrong, but I get it. We already talked about it. He's young, not proven. We shall see. We shall see. We'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.